Hello, welcome to the CC Makes knitting channel, knitting podcast. My name is Karina, otherwise known as CC. Today is June 10th. It's a Thursday, not my normal recording day, but I'm going out of town this weekend, so I thought I would do a quick little update episode and pop it up on the YouTubes. You can find me here, obviously. I am on Instagram at cc_makes, on Ravelry, CCMAKES. I have a hand-dyed yarn shop on Etsy, CC Fiber and Design on there. If you would like to follow along on any of those platforms, go for it. I would appreciate it. I don't have a whole lot to chat about today. I have one finished object and a half object, I guess I will call it that, and some works in progress that I have not worked on. But that's pretty much what I have to chat about. I have some new colorways to show. I will show those at the end. And then I have some yarn that I have plans to cake up and cast on. So I'm trying to do this really quickly before the kids get home from school. So we'll try to keep it under the 30-minute mark. I won't bore you and ramble on with a whole bunch of things. I don't have like any big shop announcements or anything like that. I don't have any big news. If you are interested in getting some yarn, you can always go check out the shop and use the CC Makes podcast coupon code for the YouTube viewers, subscribers, all of you, if you are interested. So my first finished object is one that I do not have with me right now. I finished this little hat. This is for my nephew who lives in Alaska and he was just born. It is for him, so I sent it off yesterday in the mail along with all the other things that I showed last week. I just went ahead and sent it all to them. I don't know if that sweater will fit my nieces, but it's all going to them. So if you're curious about what I'm talking about, I talked about it last episode. But anyway, this hat is my finished object. It is the Basic Hats for Everyone by Purl Soho. I did the child size, but I used fingering weight yarn and a size US 4 needle. The pattern calls for worsted weight. I didn't have any boy colors in worsted weight, so I used fingering weight and just, you know, did the, I practiced a little bit to make sure that it was going to be the right size. At first I cast on, with the size 4, I cast on the baby size and it was just going to be a little too small for my liking. So I went with the child size and this is what I got, and it will fit him probably maybe up to a year. It wasn't blocked. This isn't blocked. It was just sprayed and laid out to, you know, dry in the sun. So I bet if they blocked it heavily, well, not heavily, like soaked it, like completely wet blocked it, it would stretch out even more for, I guess he could probably use it up until he's like, I don't know, a year and a half. But I doubt they'll do that because they have many, many hats to choose from. Anyway, that is my finished object. That is a paid for pattern. If you are interested in that, it is. I will link it down below. I didn't get that on Ravelry. I got that from the Purl Soho website, so I will link that one. That is my only finished object. I am wearing my big sister cardigan that I knit a while back. I knit this out of Knit Picks Felice yarn, which is pilling terribly bad, but I don't care. It's super soft and I just like to throw it over any t-shirt that I'm wearing and just wear it around the house. This is by Hinterm Stein Designs. I'm probably butchering that, but I will put all the information below, or you can go check out other episodes where I talked about it, even my Instagram. So those are, or that is my finished object. That's what I'm wearing. Work in progresses, I have 2, I guess. I haven't really worked on this one a whole lot. I got a little bit further than last week when I showed y'all. This is toe up sock. I did the Turkish cast on, so I really like it. There's like no ears. It's just a smooth toe. And all kind of rounded, I guess. Not as wedgy as a wedge one. But I like it. It's just now I'm at the part where I would put in the heel flap and gusset, but I don't remember how to do that because I normally knit socks cuff down and this is toe up. So I don't know how to do that. I gotta figure that out. I don't know if I'll just keep knitting and maybe pop in an afterthought heel because that sounds easy. But we'll see. This is using my yarn. I talked about it last week. This is the new and updated, improved, revamped version of Unicorn Burst. Probably gonna get a name change too, but there is that. I'm probably gonna take this with me this weekend and see if I can knock out some rows on it. I'm most likely going to do an afterthought heel because I don't really have the brain space to figure out a reverse heel flap and gusset. So we'll see though. I don't know. My next one is one that I just pulled out of my stash. I have not worked on it because I just haven't. I might do that tonight though. This is a pair of socks, 2 at a time, cuffed down. It's a 3x1 rib. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that. I don't have my fancy camera out today. I have my phone, so I hope the quality is okay, but I just didn't feel like lugging everything out here. So 3x3 or 3x1 rib, it'll be the whole thing, heel flap and gusset with a contrasting color that I have in here. So these are my yarns. I have this one is color Redefined and it's in the colorway Pass Me the Funnies. This is one from Knit Crate. This was an indie dyer. I don't remember who it was. I talked about it before. I made a whole pair of socks out of this. This was when they had indie dyers in their subscription lineup. Now I believe they just have their own brand or their own yarn. I'm not sure. I really enjoyed it when they had the indie dyers, but I think that was the last indie dyer that I got from Knit Crate was her yarn. Very, very pretty, very bright. I like the bright. So I have those two. I'm probably gonna bring those two with me this weekend and work on them. I don't know if I'll bring this one with me. This is the kimono, the Walkiria Kimono that I'm knitting for Taryn. I was here the last time and I finished the other half. So I was halfway pretty much the last time that I showed it. And now I am finished with one panel. This is DK weight and it's using my yarn that Taryn dyed in the color that she wanted for her kimono. So it is pulling my hair, not blocked or anything. So once it's blocked, it'll be a little bit more kimono-ish, I guess. And then I'll seam this up right here, and then I'll seam up the back. Once it's blocked, it's gonna hang a lot lower as well. This pattern, we had a love-hate relationship. I really like it. It's just, you really kind of have to, I rewrote it, and it was a lot easier for me to follow once I had my brain wrapped around what I had written out. If I followed it, there is a chart in the pattern, but if I followed that, I would have to be looking at it constantly, and I just wasn't good. I would never have picked it up again. So I rewrote it, and now I'm happy with it. I have to cast on the other panel probably soon. I don't know if I'll take this with me to Taryn's house or not this weekend, but I'm happy I got this far. I really am. This is in a DK weight yarn. I will link the pattern name and everything below again. I won't link Ravelry, but you know the drill. I went down, I think, a needle size. I'm using a size 8. So this is the Knit Picks Prism Aluminum, and I still really like these. However, the long cord that I have, which is my favorite cord, like for, I was using it for this even, it got a kink in it because when I put it in my bag, oh, maybe it doesn't now. Oh, no, here. It got a small kink in it, which bothers me. So, I don't know. I put it, when I put it in my bag, I just kind of shove everything in there, and I guess I shoved it a little too hard. So I gotta get a new cord, but that's what happened to it. I stuck it in boiling water, so now it's just like an accordion, which is fine. It's fine. It's just that one little part is gonna bother me. So that was my only snafu with these needles. They're my favorite needles other than Xiaogu. I don't have all the sizes. I have Xiaogu interchangeables, but I don't have all of the sizes. I have a majority of them. I just don't have like the bigger, I think like size 9, US 9 and up. I don't have those ones. I want to get them. I also want to get the shorter ones, the short cord, so that you can do sleeves, you know, without magic looping and having the weird ladder thing going up your sleeve. You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I get that, sometimes I don't. So that is what I'm working on. Oh, I do have another finished object. It's super tiny though. I don't know if you would call it a finished object. That kimono was kind of my half object because I'm halfway done with it. This is my Bluebird of Happiness, I think it's called. Super tiny. The pattern says to use, it's a free pattern. The pattern says to use worsted weight yarn. But I have like all my minis like in a little jar right here. And I just pulled out a random one and cast it on this morning while I was watching the Grocery Girls knit. So that is what I did. Fingering weight yarn, size 0 needles. That was a bad choice. It is so cute, but it was hard. I used DPN needles, which I haven't used in quite a long time. So that was kind of a new refresher course for me. I mean, it was fine and everything until it came time to stuff the bird. And you stuff the bird from the bird's butt or tail, not the butt. The butt's down here. Anyway, the tail. And that opening was so tiny that I used a crochet hook through the eyeball, and I just kept pulling little yarn. I stuffed it with leftover yarn, so I just kept pulling the yarn through until it was plump enough. But yeah, and I kind of knit this because 1, because it was a free pattern, and 2, because I was bored, but 3, because Brooklyn, if you're new, Brooklyn is my 8-year-old, and she has a bird named Coco. It is a green cheek conure, and it's mean and horrible and bites me and yells at me, and I don't like it. I mean, I love this stupid bird, but she's just mean. So I always tell Brooklyn that I'm going to go buy a nice bird, and I didn't have to buy one. I just made one. I made a free nice bird, and I bet when she gets home she's going to confiscate this and I'm never going to see it again. But it's fine. It's okay. I can always knit more. I knit it with Knitology yarn. I don't know what colorway it is. There's a thing in here, but if I take it out, this whole little ball is just going to collapse. So it is a pretty little blue color though. Pretty blue color on a little bird. And I thought it was fitting because it's a Bluebird of Happiness. So I guess I had 2 finished objects there. What I want to cast on, I want to cast on a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know what I want to cast on. I can't narrow it down. Like, I get on Ravelry and I'm like, I don't know. I kind of want to do color work, and I also want to do some more cardigans. I don't know. I don't know what to cast on. So I went shopping in my shop, and I pulled 2 that I am going to cake up and knit a pair of socks with. I'm currently designing a pattern. So I might use this to do that design. I'm not sure yet. This is Shadow Bolt. This is in the shop. There's 2 available. This, I believe, is Unicorn Tail. I always get these mixed up because Brooklyn named all of the unicorn collection, so I always get it mixed up. But these, I feel like they complement each other very well. It's fun. It's not super bright, but it is, you know, it's just fun. So if you are interested, you can go get these in the shop right now. I think there's 2 of these minis and then 2 of the Shadow Bolt colors left. I have so many purples in the shop. If you are on the hunt for any purple colorway, check out the shop. Also, I should probably mention this when I talk about the shop, but I'm in the process of updating my photos because my camera can now, my fancy camera, I got the setting right to where it takes like the photo of the actual color, like in real life, instead of it altering it a little bit. Like, you know how the iPhone, like it's never just a real life color. Like that's hard to capture anyway, but my new camera it's pretty good. So I'm working on updating all of that. Like this is pretty accurate though. It's maybe a little brighter on screen. I don't know. Pretty accurate though. But that is my future cast on. I have all my yarn out, my stash yarn that I want to cast stuff on with. I don't know what I want to make. I have so many colors. I don't think that I have enough of one specific colorway for like even a color work. Like doing a yoke with color work, probably have enough until I get to maybe the sleeves. Maybe they'd be like 3/4. I don't know. They're fingering weights. I don't know how to figure that out other than just knitting it. And I might do that. I've been wanting to knit the Zweig. I never know how to say that, but I've been wanting to knit that. And I went through my stash and I found 2 fingering weight colors that would be for the main color. And they're only like 400 yards a piece. So I don't know if that's probably not going to be enough, but maybe if I shorten the sleeves or shorten the body, which I normally have to do, it might work. So I might cast that on. I don't know. Those are two future cast-ons. All right, I'll stop rambling about that. I went through my box of like stuff that I need to frog, and I also went through my closet of sweaters, and this is one that I knit last year. I think it was last year. This is the City Limits sweater by Tanis Lavallee. It's all wrinkled because I had it folded in my closet. This is using Taki yarn. There's a lot of construction going on in the neighborhood. This is using Taki yarn. It's DK weight, super wash, in the colorway Lake, I believe. This is not my color. I won't wear this ever. So I'm gonna frog it and put it in either another project or I'm going to over dye the yarn. This is just not one that I'm gonna wear. And I know this is like Taryn's favorite color right now, and was, because when I bought this yarn, she was with me and I wanted heather gray and she talked me into getting this one. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's very pretty. It's just not a color that I would wear. It's almost the color of her kimono, but anyway, I'm gonna frog it. I'm gonna reskein it, figure out another project to put in, maybe a shawl. I don't know. I don't really wear shawls either, so I just don't know. But I want to use the yarn other than just having it, you know, sit in my closet like this. That's a waste to me. So I also did the neck wrong. I wasn't sure if I was gonna want the purl side out or the knit side out, and then when I picked it up for the neck, I don't know. I should have done the I-cord neckline and I just didn't. Doesn't matter though, because it's getting frogged. So there's that. I won't show anything else because I'm trying to keep this in a time frame. I will talk about some more colorways in the shop. I only have a couple that I dyed. I say I dyed, but actually Brooklyn bossed me around and she dyed to show you. So here's one. These don't have a name yet. These just came off the drying rack. This is like a bright blue and purpley pink throughout it. It's very pretty. It's when Brooklyn has an idea in her head, she will not stop until it's executed. So she was out there with me in the dye studio, and of course this is one of her babies that was born. So it's very pretty. It's just bright. I mean, it's summery. It reminds me of like, I don't know, like swim trunks. That's what it reminds me of. Like swim trunks. I don't know, just those colors. But super pretty. It's on a DK weight. There will be 2 available. If anybody else is interested in other bases or whatever, I wrote it all down so that I can recreate it. So I can always add more if there's interest. It is very pretty. It's bright, it's fun, it's summery. 2 available on DK weights. And then I did a blue one. I was trying to add more blue because I have so much purple in the shop. So I did this one. This is a fun one. I don't have a name for any of these. These are skeined up just terribly, but they're skeined up to where I could just show it on the podcast really quick. It's a blue base. It's got speckles throughout it. There's like pinks, yellow, blue, green, aqua. Yeah, it's very fun. Very beachy vacation vibes, I think. 2 available once this is all up in the shop, but there will be 2 available. This is on the Kaylin base 80/20. And then I did some more. This one, it's Unicorn Burst, but it's not. It's going to be the revamped Unicorn Burst with a new name. This is not exactly what it's going to be. This is what I just had left over in the stock die, so I figured I would just do it. It's pretty close. I mean, it's not far off from the colorway. Like, it's not far off. It's a little brighter than this one. Not by much, but it's still a little bit brighter. So when I list this will be a one of a kind in the shop. There will be 1 or 2 available. I can't remember what's out there. But yeah, 80/20 base. And then I added some more Unicorn Garden named by Brooklyn. This is on a DK base. There are 2 fingering weights left on 75/25. So I just went ahead and did some DK weights. I'm gonna add some more of this as well. It's showing really bright on the camera, but it's not that bright in person. So go check out the Etsy shop if you wanna see it closer. 2 available on DK. And then I also added more, or I'm going to add more Unicorn Fairy. This is just a pink and it's speckled. It's not skeined up because I just pulled it off of the drying rack before I got in here. Speckled lightly with like blues and pinks, blue, yeah, green. It's very pretty. It's very subtle. I will have two of these available on the 80/20 base. It's kind of what I went with this time, is just 80/20, and a soft yellow. I don't have a name for it. This is on worsted. There are 4 of these worsted base. It's just a tonal, very pale yellow, which, I mean, kind of summery vibes. Again, I'm trying to go with a new palette for summer, just a few. I really like this. I didn't have any tonals. I had like maybe 1 or 2. Well, no, I lie. There was a whole bunch of purple tonals in there. So I'm trying to add more solid tonal colors. So there'll be that. There'll be 4 of those available. When I will list them, it's probably going to be, I get home next Tuesday. So it'll probably be mid next week when they're in the shop. Unicorn Garden is in the shop. These are ready to go. I will be dyeing more. So I just listed what I have ready to ship. I don't really like to do like the whole purchase and then I dye it and then ship it. I like to have the skeins ready to go, ready to ship, so it doesn't take so long. I mean, I know I don't like to wait for yarn once I purchased it, but I get it. For those of you busy people, I'm not that busy, so I like to have it ready to ship and ready to go out the door. That is all that I have for the shop right now. I'm going to dye more obviously next week, and I have another shipment of bases coming in. I'm not going to do any mohair. I'm going to keep the bases that I have right now, unless there's interest for anything else, but I'm going to keep the bases that I have. I'm trying to clear out my inventory now, get it sold so that I can have my repeatable colorways ready to, you know, dye and keep in the shop full time. I have a lot of one-of-a-kinds right now, which is fine. I mean, like I said last week, like if you get a one-of-a-kind, you're pretty much the only one with that color, so that's kind of cool. But I also want to keep like my regular colorways in the shop all the time. So I'm working on that. It's a slow process when you have life happening around you all the time. I feel like after Silas was born, Silas is my grandson, after he was born, things kind of started getting a little more on an even path, but I don't know, we'll see. It's a process, running a business and having a life. Life stuff, if you don't care to stick around for any of that, I understand. But if you are still watching life stuff, not a whole lot going on. Tomorrow is my kid's last day of school, so I am so happy about that. I don't think Brooklyn is going tomorrow. She's gonna skip. She's been asking to skip her entire last week of school, but I finally let her convince me to skip tomorrow. It's just a half day anyways, so she's gonna stay home, and Emma is going to her class. They're having a little party, so she didn't want to miss that. And then once she gets home, we're hopping in the truck and driving down to Taryn's house, which is about 5.5 hours away. So we had a long drive, and we'll stay there till probably Tuesday morning. Visit with the baby, visit with them, go shopping in Eugene, Oregon. So if any of you are still watching, if you have any recommendations, if you live in the Oregon area, where she's at, I guess, Eugene area, if you know of any yarn shops in Eugene or surrounding, let me know. Drop them below so that I can go check them out. I'm taking all of the kids there, including the baby, for a shopping trip this Saturday. So it'll be fun to get out of the house and, I don't know, shop, I guess, just to get out. But yeah, we're all looking forward to that. So that's pretty much my life right now. Not a whole lot other than that. I will come home on Tuesday and start photographing yarn and get it into the shop and start dyeing some more colors. So stay tuned for all of that. What else do I have? Nothing. I didn't take any notes for stuff to talk about. I've been watching podcasts like crazy. I can't remember any of the off the top of my head right now, but I don't know. Maybe next episode I will talk about all the podcasts that I've just discovered, and I don't know, give them a shout out on here. I follow the hashtag on Instagram, knitting podcast, so I get to find new ones. I'm always looking for new ones. What else do I have? Nothing else. I already mentioned the podcast. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop rambling on. I'm gonna get off of here because my kid gets home in about 5 minutes, so I'm gonna go meet the bus, and I will see you all either next week or the week after. I'm not sure that I'll have enough content to record next week, so if you do not see me on Friday, you will see me the Friday after. So until then, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Follow along on social media, and I will see you when I see you. Bye.